Good afternoon. My name is Mallory Weber, and I am a second-year Doctor of Physical Therapy student. I would like to welcome the faculty and staff, family and friends, and fellow students to the University of Evansville's Doctor of Physical Therapy White Coat Ceremony. We are very excited to continue this tradition and celebrate the class of 2028. Thank you for being here today as we recognize the professionalism and dedication of these students. This ceremony signifies the transition of the students' entrance into the medical profession. The white coat symbolizes the hard work it took to reach this point in your professional career, the commitment you have to your future patients, and the physical therapy profession as a whole. The growth and progress of physical therapy worldwide makes this an exciting time to be entering our profession. I ask you to think about your future as a doctor of physical therapy and the responsibility that it comes with. Now I would like to introduce the president of the university, Christopher Petruskevich, for the presidential address. President Petruskevich is the 24th president of the University of Evansville. He has developed a passion for linking the university with the community by creating partnerships to fulfill the responsibility of the university to enhance quality of life. President Petruskevich fully believes in the 18 words that define what we do at the University of Evansville: to empower each student to think critically, act bravely, serve responsibly, and live meaningfully in a changing world. Please help me give a warm welcome to President Christopher Petruskevich.
She did such a great job in saying Petruskevich. Give her another round of applause for that. It is great to be with you. Earlier this week, we had our academic convocation for our incoming freshmen, and universities are all about symbolism, and today is one of the most symbolic events that we have at the university. When our freshman students come on campus, we ask them to make sure that they follow our academic honor code, and essentially what it says is there are certain things that you can't do. When you look at what our students today are going to do with their code of ethics, it is exactly the opposite. It is what you can do and what we expect them to do. So 20 years ago was Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. I didn't live in New Orleans at the time, but I lived in Baton Rouge about 100 miles away. And when Hurricane Katrina happened, there were 50 or 60 levees that broke. 80% of the city was underwater, and it felt like everybody, and I mean everybody, moved to Baton Rouge. And one of the places was the Maravich Assembly Center, which was the place for triage when everybody came from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. And there was a call very broadly across the country for medical professionals, for healthcare professionals, to come to Baton Rouge for help. And people came from all over to be able to help. And I ran across this one person from Michigan. His name was Kevin. And I said, "So, Kevin, what are you doing here?" And he said, "Well, there was a call for help, and they asked us to come and help. So I took 2 weeks of vacation and came down to help." And I said, "So why did you do it?" And his response was, "Well, in healthcare, this is what we do." And today marks one of those occasions for our students. They join a profession of this is what we can do. This is how we can make the world a little bit better. So as our students transition from the academic honor code of what you can't do to what they can do and making the world a little bit better and living all 18 words of our mission, and that is to empower, we've empowered them to act bravely, serve responsibly, live meaningfully, and think critically in a changing world. Thank you for being part of the University of Evansville. To our students, congratulations on your journey.
Thank you, President Petruskevich. Now I would like to invite the University of Evansville's Doctor of Physical Therapy Program Director, Dr. Bethany Hebner, to take the stage and introduce our faculty.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the University of Evansville. We're so excited to have you all here to celebrate our class in achieving their white coats. This is one of our several traditions we have it here at the University of Evansville. Another one being hooding and pinning that you'll get 33 months from now. So just a short time. But another one of our traditions we have here at UE is Purple Friday. So happy Purple Friday. And so every Friday here at the university, we encourage all of our ACEs to wear purple. And it's a symbol of unity. It's a symbol of loyalty, of togetherness, of bringing our hopes and dreams together and working to live out those 18 words of our mission statement. And so before I get started to introduce the faculty, I want to just invite all of you, family and friends. I know some of you are from afar, some of you are here locally, but every Friday, when you want to think about your student and their hard work that they're putting in, wear your purple. Will be a way that you can connect yourself to your student, and then when people start asking, why do you wear purple every Friday? You can tell them, because you know that you're being connected to your student and here with lots of people wearing purple every Friday. So encourage you to do that, as we will be doing that as well. So it is my pleasure to get to introduce to you the amazing faculty that makes up the DPT program here at the University of Evansville. They do some amazing things and are constantly working to push your student on a regular basis, but also provide a great support system with resources and open door policies. And they're just kind of great people to be around. So I'm excited to get to introduce them to you. The first step I want to start with talking about our staff members who also support us as faculty. We need lots of support. So first I want to introduce you to Mrs. Jennifer Simon. She's our operations administrator, and many of you parents maybe have interacted with her in your student's journey coming to the university. But she serves many vital roles within our department, from admissions to marketing and lots of other things in between. She graduated from Murray State and is currently working, or has actually completed her master's degree here at the University of Evansville in leadership. So they're excited about that continued education. And a fun fact, we wanted to include some fun facts about us because we're fun people. I feel like if you have to say you're fun, that probably means you're not fun, but promise we're fun. A fun fact about her is that she swam with stingrays in the Grand Cayman Islands. So next up is, maybe, hello, technology faux pas, there we go. Next is Mrs. Jerry Maddox. She's our administrative assistant, and Jerry works to support the faculty and students in many different ways, whether it's with scheduling, technology needs, support services, or anything we really throw at her. She provides a really great needed support to all we do. She also has the best quote board behind her desk with the most witty and funny messages, so you definitely have to go check that out. She graduated from USI, and her fun fact is that she has a very extensive vinyl collection ranging from jazz to heavy metal. Rounding out our staff members is Mrs. Jennifer Kloschide, our clinical administrative associate. Jennifer now serves as a central point for all things clinical in the College of Education, Health Sciences. She graduated from IUPUI, and a fun fact about her is that she survived a ball python attack while she was studying. You'll have to ask her for more details on that, but I think it had something to do with her brother and some seemingly innocent prank. For those of you that have brothers, you all know what that was. Next, I want to start talking about our faculty members. So first up is our first and newest faculty member that started with us last year, and that is Dr. Nicolette Leach. She's no stranger to UE. She graduated from UE with her bachelor's and DPT degrees. In addition, she is a pediatric clinical specialist and has a wealth of experience in the field. She teaches in our pediatric coursework, neurological and integrated body systems coursework, and her fun fact is her family used to own an ostrich farm. Next up is Dr. Hannah Lamar. She also graduated from UE with her athletic training degree and her Doctor of Physical Therapy degree, and she also completed a neurological clinical residency and now is a neurological clinical specialist. She teaches in our neurological coursework, acute care, and medical pathology, and her fun fact is that it was snowing on the day she was born in October. So, yeah. Next up is Dr. Charlene Nolan. She graduated from UE as well and completed her transitional doctorate of physical therapy at the University of Montana. She currently is working on her PhD here at the University of Evansville in the Health Professions Education Program. And she teaches in our acute care, cardiopulmonary, neuro, and gross anatomy coursework. Her research includes the use of compression stockings in high-risk individuals to decrease the incidence of venous insufficiency. A fun fact about her is that she actually was able to meet Mother Teresa as a kid. So I get close to her regularly so I can share in the blessing. Next is our Executive Director of Clinical Education, Dr. Mark Martineau. Mark is also a UE alumnus. There's a pattern. As well as attended the University of Indianapolis and University of Montana. He teaches primarily in our clinical education coursework, as well as our community health and physical interventions. His research includes looking at clinical education and its impact. A fun fact about him is he was the point guard for his high school and college basketball teams, and I don't know if you can tell, but he's like 6'8", so usually that's the center guy. But next up, we have Dr. Jason Pitt. Clicker's not working. Don't need you? We do need you. You're going to be up here in just a minute. There you are. Oh, there you are. There you are. Next up, we have Dr. Jason Pitt. Dr. Pitt is a UE alumnus from our neuroscience program, and he completed his PhD at Northwestern. He teaches in our scientific inquiry and neurobiology coursework. His research interest includes educational approaches that improve exam performance. And a fun fact about him is he has none. He only has fun opinions. Next up is our Assistant Director of Clinical Education, Dr. Katie Whetstone. She also graduated from UE and teaches in our gross anatomy, musculoskeletal, and clinical and professional issues coursework. Her researching interests include thoracic mobility, the female athlete, and pro bono physical therapy services. A fun fact about her is she can recite all the words to the infamous rap song, Ice Ice Baby, as well as the Gettysburg Address, and she will do that here shortly. Just kidding, she probably has way better things to say in her speech coming up. Next up, we have Dr. Kyle Matzel. He is also a UE alumnus and completed his PhD at the University of Kentucky. He teaches in our musculoskeletal therapeutic exercise and wellness coursework. His research interests include musculoskeletal movement, screening, and injury prevention in baseball players. He also serves as the program director for our PhD in health professions education. And a fun fact about him is he is the only person, definitely the only person I know, to actually ride on the same train that actually hit him. Yes, you heard that right. He was hit by a train, got up, and got on that train. It's a whole story behind that he'll have to tell you sometime. There was a text involved that I got that said Kyle was hit by a train, and then silence for hours, so I don't know if he was dead or alive, but he's alive. Next is Dr. Kate Schwarzkopf. She is a UE PT alumni as well, and also did her transitional DPT at Regis University and her PhD at the University of Kentucky. She teaches in our musculoskeletal and scientific inquiry coursework. Her research interests include trunk stability in active females and fitness for individuals with disabilities. Her fun fact is that she'll be actually competing in her first ever marathon this October in Chicago. So we got to cheer her on this October, get those miles down. So we're excited for that. Next up is Dr. Ling Leong. She graduated with her PhD from the University of Delaware, and her research interests include motor control in children and adults with and without disabilities. She teaches in our pediatric, neuro, and acute care coursework. She's also an excellent baker, and we all enjoy her special treats throughout the year, except for that one time with the banana pudding. she made it better the second time. So there's this whole thing about like cook and serve pudding versus like bakers in the room. No. A fun fact about her is that she has 2 pet rubber chickens in her office. They're, there for any time you need them. Next up is Dr. Phil Plisky. Phil graduated from UE and received his Doctor of Science degree from Rocky Mountain University. He teaches in our musculoskeletal leadership and administration and diagnostic imaging coursework. His research interests include injury prediction, prevention among athletes, military personnel, and school-aged children. A fun fact about him is he has a goal of his family to visit all the national parks and Major League Baseball stadiums, of which he's getting really close to completing all of those, so just a few more to go. And then finally, me. I graduated from IUPUI. I knew you were going to think I said UE, but I graduated from IUPUI and completed my PhD at Bellarmine University. I teach in the musculoskeletal, clinical, and professional issues coursework. My research interests include supporting learning and retention in DPT students as well as injury prevention in athletes. And a fun fact about me is actually 9 years ago, my little wiener dog, who has since passed this May, her name's Minnie Corn Dog with Ketchup Hebner. She became a champion racing wiener dog, setting the track record for the fastest time at Ellis Park. May she rest in peace. Woo! Well, that is our dynamic and amazing team, and I hope this opportunity to introduce each one of them to you helps you a little bit to know who your students are spending time with day in and day out and who are caring for them, because we care for them just like our own family members. So we're excited to celebrate them today, and remember, wear your purple on Friday.
Thank you, Dr. Hebner. Our next speaker is Dr. Katie Whetstone. Dr. Whetstone teaches musculoskeletal content at UE. She graduated from the University of Evansville with a bachelor's degree in exercise science in 2010 and with a doctorate in physical therapy in 2012. Following graduation, she completed the University of Evansville and Pro Rehab Sports Residency Program and continues to serve as a lecturer within the residency program. Dr. Whetstone became a board-certified clinical specialist in sports physical therapy in 2014 and gained her pelvic health certification in 2021. She continues to practice as a sports and pelvic health therapist at Rehabilitation and Performance Institute in Newburgh. Over the years, Katie has had the opportunity to work with a multitude of professional athletes through scouting combines with the National Hockey League and Major League Baseball. She was the recipient of the University of Evansville's Outstanding Teacher Award given at the commencement ceremonies in 2022. Please welcome Dr. Katie Whetstone.
Thanks, Mallory. I appreciate the welcome. Okay, so I have been really excited to talk to you guys today because I don't get this opportunity all that often to get to speak at a formal event like this. And so, though I know you already a bit from teaching you over the summer, I had a really hard time figuring out what I wanted to say because I thought, okay, I've got a few minutes to give some advice or some encouragement, and I couldn't decide which way to go. And so I think I'll just tell you a story instead. That's okay with you guys. So a few weeks ago, it was the night before the first day of school for my 2 kids. So you guys know Harper and Leo a little bit already. You've met them. So Leo was about to have his first day of kindergarten, and Harper was going to have her first day in 3rd grade. And so it was the night before, and we were all huddled up at bedtime. We typically all huddle in one of the kids' beds, and we talk about the day and how we're feeling about the next day. And so given that it was the day before the first day of school, there were a lot of feelings, as you can imagine. So as we were sitting in bed, I was having the kids talk about how they were feeling about school starting the next day. So Leo, who's starting kindergarten, who I expected to be a little nervous, was so excited And he just kept saying all the things that he was excited about, the big playground that he was going to get to play on, and one of his little buddies that he was going to get to see. And the more that he talked about how excited he was, I started to notice Harper, on the other hand, started to shrink. And she got smaller and smaller, kind of sunk down in her bed. And then a tear started to roll down her little cheek. And then the sniffles came. So I turned to Harper and I said, "Okay, Harp, how are you feeling?" And she said, "I'm just nervous." I said, "Okay, well, why don't you tell me a little bit more about that? Let's kind of figure out what you're nervous about." And at first she said, "I don't know." I said, "Okay." So I tried to encourage her. I said, "Harper, you're so great at school. You are a great friend, and we know one of your best buddies is going to be in your class, and you are so excited for your teacher this year. So what do you think it is that's making you nervous?" And she said, "I don't like when it's hard." And I kind of did the same thing. I laughed a little bit to myself, not at her, of course, and I said, but in my head, I really kind of thought, "Yeah, girl, me too." Like, everything is great until it's hard, right? I love teaching until the subject is hard. I love treating patients until the patients have got a lot going on and their case is a little hard. I love exercising until the workout that day is a little too hard. I love raising my kids, but there are some days that it's hard. I love doing ministry and volunteering with ACE Care and serving in my community, except for when the schedule gets a little too hard to juggle. And I love speaking to people. I'm super social. I can carry on a conversation for forever. But there are moments like this, when my knees are a little shaky, maybe my mouth gets a little dry, that it's hard. The head coach of the Duke women's basketball program, her name's Kara Lawson, she gave a speech a bit ago and she was talking to her team about getting better at doing hard things. And in her speech, she said something that stood out to me. She said that the pursuit of anything meaningful in life is hard. Championship titles, promotions, degrees, raising kids, maintaining really good friendships, all of these things are hard. Anything meaningful in life will be hard. It will be inconvenient. It will require sacrifice. But in the moment with Harper, of course, I kept all of that kind of stuff to myself. So I just made a statement that we frequently make in our house, and I said, "Harper, you can do hard things. You've done hard things before. So what is it about this hard thing that worries you?" And she was so dead serious, and she looked at me and she said, "Remember that time I got a B in math?" She said, "I don't want that to happen again." And my husband rolled his eyes and he said, "Oh, you are your mother's child." Oh, the fear of imperfection, right? The fear of falling short, the fear of failure. It haunts us sometimes. And I realized for her, and really for myself too, that it wasn't the hard thing itself, but it was the fear of the result that made her anxious, that made her worry. The fear that it might not work out exactly like we want it to. But as I think about the hard things that I've gone through in life, or that I've watched others go through, I've started to learn something. There's this magical thing that seems to happen in the hard. It changes us. It improves us. It grows us. And even if we fall short, even if the result is imperfect, the magic still seems to happen. Because in the hard, you will find that you are more capable than you ever imagined. You will find that you are more intelligent than you ever knew. In the hard, you will be offered more support than what you can measure. In the hard, you will grow in resilience, in compassion, and in empathy for others. You will form great bonds and friendships with the people that you are going through the hard with. And chances are they're going through a lot of hard too. So as far as the result, will embracing the hard and changing your mindset about hard things mean that you always get the A, the first place, the PR, the perfectly behaved children? Will you solve the case on the first try and make every patient miraculously better? Probably not. But sometimes embracing the hard still means that you fall short of what you are hoping for. But is it that actually the result that we're going for? Is perfection the only result that matters? As Harper's mom, do I care if she gets an A in math or comes in first place in the mile in PE? No. I mean, those things are great, and I'd be super proud of her, but they aren't what really matters. So perhaps the result that matters more is the person that you become through the hard things. Maybe what really counts is that through the hard, you will become a resilient, empathetic, flexible, kind, strong, knowledgeable, extremely capable human being, who in this case, with this hard, will also happen to be an amazing physical therapist. So as you begin this journey, remember that the hard things are not obstacles. They're not out to get you. They're invitations to grow, to stretch, to discover who you really are and everything that you are capable of. You won't always get it perfect. You're not always going to get it right on the first try, but you will get stronger. You will get wiser, and you will become the kind of physical therapist and hopefully the kind of person that you've always dreamed of being. Class of 2028, you can do hard things. And we promise to be right there beside you as you do. Thanks.
Let me get my shoes. That was good, Katie. Wow. All right, thank you, Dr. Whetstone. Next, we have Sydney McCleary. Sydney is a third-year physical therapy student here at the University of Evansville. She is originally from Newburgh, Indiana, and she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology from Lipscomb University. Sydney currently serves on the ACE Care Board as the ACE Care Coordinator. After graduation, she plans to work in neurophysical therapy and global healthcare missions. Sydney will be speaking about leading from where you are. Please welcome Sydney.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for being here. This is a very special day, and I hope as I get started as well, you will notice a lot of similarities between Dr. Whetstone's speech and mine, and I hope that you guys will really listen to that and take note of that, because it's all true. And to the university and PT faculty, thank you for the opportunity to speak and share a little bit of my story. So I want to start just by saying congratulations. Not just because you got into PT school, but because you're here in these seats about to start a journey that's going to stretch you, test you, and ultimately shape who you are. Here's a truth I wish someone would have told me when I was in your seat. Just because you're in PT school doesn't mean that those doubts magically disappear, as you've probably already figured out from this first summer semester. In fact, when I first started, I felt a pit in my stomach most days. I had worked so hard to get here, but I wondered if I was cut out for this. The workload, the comparison, the pressure to perform. There was a part of me that kept thinking, maybe they made a mistake. But here's what I want you to know. You don't have to strive for perfection or feel like you have to constantly outperform others to be seen as capable. You've been entrusted with this opportunity because of who you are and what you have to offer. You belong in this space, and now it's time to embrace it with curiosity, courage, and openness to both learning and leading. A big part of my own leadership journey has come through Amani Partners Kenya, a nonprofit organization I've worked with since 2018. This past year, I led a physical therapy initiative that brought a team of UEPT students to a rural Kenyan village. It was something I had dreamed about doing for years, but for a long time, it felt like it may never happen. I kept trying to organize a trip, reaching out to contacts, and waiting for the right people to show up to help me. But doors just kept closing. I started to wonder if my dream was too big. Then one day, I decided to stop waiting for the right moment and just start. I set up a meeting, I sent some emails, and I took one small step. That trip became one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. In just a few days, our team of 9 completed 96 evaluations. For many in that village, it was the first time they had ever seen a physical therapist or even heard of the concept of physical therapy. And because of this trip, Amani Partners Kenya was able to hire a local PT who now sees patients every single week. Even just this week, I heard a story from that same village. A woman told us that a family member of hers had been in an accident and couldn't walk. They went to Amani for physical therapy, and that patient walked away being able to walk again. Leadership isn't always about having perfect plans or fearless confidence. Sometimes it's just about taking the next step towards what you believe in, even when you're not sure where that will lead. And maybe for you, that next step doesn't look like a trip to Kenya. Maybe it's saying yes to a volunteer role with ACE Care, writing someone an encouraging note, helping a struggling classmate, or stepping into a challenge you've been hesitant to face for a while. Leadership often starts with a single, quiet step of courage, the same kind of courage that brought you here today. I also serve on the leadership board for ACE Care, our student-run pro bono clinic. My role in ACE Care isn't to run every program directly. ACE Plus PT, ACE Buddies, and ACERcise all have incredible students leading them week to week. My job is to connect the pieces, answer the emails, schedule the meetings, and help each program work together smoothly. And that's what I love about ACE Care. There are so many ways to be a part of it. For most of you, that will mean working directly with patients as part of a team alongside your second and third year peers. You'll get to apply the skills you're learning in the classroom, build confidence in a real clinical environment, and serve the community in a meaningful way. Even in those early roles, you're practicing leadership, whether it's communicating well with your team, stepping up to try a new skill, showing up early to help set up, or showing compassion to a patient who's nervous. Those moments might feel small, but they prepare you for bigger opportunities ahead. As we've established, this program is hard, and it will stretch you, not just academically, but physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That feeling of a pit in your stomach, that's a sign that you're being stretched, and that's a good thing. Part of growth is learning to be uncomfortable with the uncertainty, to lean into it instead of letting fear hold you back. It means you're expanding your knowledge, your skills, and your confidence, the very reason why you are here. So, say yes to the hard things. Lead when you're nervous. Serve your patients and support your classmates, and lean on your community when you're overwhelmed. Get involved. ACE Care, clinicals, group projects, they're all opportunities to practice being the kind of PT and leader you're becoming. Someday, you'll look back and see that the uncertain, messy moments were the ones that shaped you the most. So just remember that you belong here, and we can't wait to see what you will do. Thank you.
Much better this time. Thank you, Sydney. Next, we have Dr. Kristen Brown. Kristen is a proud Cleveland, Ohio native and earned her undergraduate degree and a Doctor of Physical Therapy degrees here at the University of Evansville. Most recently, Kristen and her husband spent 2 years touring around the U.S. providing physical therapy care to Broadway touring companies of Wicked and Cats. They just moved back to Evansville last year, and she is currently treating in an outpatient clinic. During her time at UE, Kristen was an orientation leader, a Chi Omega, involved in intramural sports, an ACE Care board member, and worked closely with the marketing department. Kristen will also be helping with our gross anatomy lab this fall as an adjunct professor, so you guys will be seeing her more. Please help me welcome Dr. Kristen Brown.
Good afternoon, everybody. I know it takes a lot to take a Friday off work, travel down, or over wherever it is that you all are coming from. So on behalf of your students, I just want to say thank you for showing up today and celebrating them on a day like today. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story here. So around 6 o'clock, I'm painting the story here. Around 6 o'clock, we got home, full from dinner, buzzing. March Madness was on the TV, but yet this bittersweet feeling because the friend that we had over for the weekend was soon to be heading back to Nashville. As she reached for her room, she paused and she was like, "Why did you lock my door?" I was like, "Well, we hadn't. The handle turned easily. It wasn't locked," but she was right. The door wouldn't budge open. We slid a phone under the door, and it revealed the problem. A TV box had fallen and wedged itself inside between the door and a wall. So we tried to nudge it, but it's a second-floor apartment. Windows are locked. The door hinges and the handle, the only way to access it, from the opposite side of the door. We could nudge it just about 3 inches at the top, enough to kick off what turned into be a 2-hour-long escape room, except instead of breaking out, we were breaking in. We tried with 300 pounds of force to push the door open. No. We tried hooks, rope, which snapped, and at one point I half joked and said, "Let's just light it on fire, and then we'll put it out once it's open," and that was wisely vetoed. My husband was reluctant to saw through it or bash through it too and end up with a receipt from Home Depot for a new one. So eventually he had this light bulb idea. He grabbed an uninflated air mattress, slid it under the door, began to inflate it, pop. The box lifted and the door opened. It was equally exhausting and exhilarating. 2 hours of just sheer sweating. Honestly, it was a pretty good metaphor, though, for life and even a career in physical therapy. There's a quote I come back to all the time. "If the only tool you have is a hammer, everything will look like a nail." That night reminded us that there are a lot more tools out there than hammers and nails. There's rope and fishing hooks, sheer force, and air mattresses. In 2019, David Epstein wrote a book called Range: Why Generalists Triumph in a Specialized World. He challenged the idea that we need 10,000 hours in one area to become successful. Instead, he told stories of people, athletes, entrepreneurs, scientists, who sampled broadly, took their time, and allowed themselves to explore before committing to one thing. Take Roger Federer, for example. He played multiple sports well into his teens before settling into tennis, and then went on to become one of the greatest to play his sport. Vincent van Gogh tried many careers. He sold art, he was a teacher, he was a preacher, and that was all before he became a painter in his late 20s. Frances Hesselbein became the CEO of the Girl Scouts of the USA in her 60s with no formal leadership training. Right now, putting on this white coat might feel like your first step into specialization, and it is. But I encourage you to stay unspecialized in the best way possible. Let yourself remain diversely unique and open to the full ranges of experiences this profession and this life can offer you. Over the next few years, let school be more than school. Take study breaks to rock climb, play a guitar, help coach a youth sports team, paint, learn a new language, or do whatever lights you up. Discover all the things that you enjoy outside of the profession. During clinicals, say yes to opportunities that spark your interest, whether they sound fun, unique, like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. If you've always been drawn to sports, work with professional athletes. It's a really, really valuable experience, even if you never do it again. Love to hike? Take a rotation in Colorado. Love to ski? Go somewhere with snow. If you always wanted to live on the coast, now's a great time. Don't let the next 3 years be ruled by trying to plan for the next 30. You're not becoming a type of PT. You're becoming someone who can meet all kinds of people in all kinds of situations in different phases of their life and your own. And to do that really well, you need to bring your full self, your range, your interests, your quirks, your passions, your values, and of course, your PT training into the room. You don't need a perfect plan or a head start to do something meaningful or to be successful. And you definitely don't need to figure it all out right now. What you do need is curiosity, openness, the willingness to try and fail and switch directions. People thrive when their work lines up with what lights them up. But if you don't find that match by locking in early. You find it by exploring, by chasing things that interest you, even if they don't totally make sense at the time. Success isn't a straight line or a ladder. It's a journey shaped by trial, discovery, and nonlinear growth. It's built through exploration, variety, and at times, a little bit of chaos and courage. Let yourself change. You're supposed to. Pick up on new interests and strengths. You are not here to prove who you were on day one. You're here to discover who you might become. If you had told the younger me, I was a tomboy who lived in sports jerseys and had zero time for anything artsy, that one day as a physical therapist, I would be working with professional singers and dancers, touring with them, helping them get back on a stage, I probably would have laughed. I begged my mom to let me quit dance and piano. I wanted nothing to do with it. But the truth is, the things that I became curious about, some expectant and some totally out of left field, led me to places I never could have predicted. Those little nudges of interest turned into real opportunities, and those opportunities, they led me to stages all across America. And now, to the Shanklin Theater, back here in Evansville, talking with you all. You don't have to know exactly where you're headed. Just know what sparks something in you. That spark might turn into your thing, and it might open the door to the next thing. Either way, it matters. Because the truth is, having range is a real competitive advantage. It's a bit of a superpower. Go be a jack of all trades. Find the tools you like and use them, not just the hammer. So, I guess my question for you, what's your air mattress? What's the unexpected skill, experience, interest, quirk that you never thought would matter, but might be the thing that opens the next door for you? I'm not knocking specialization. Some of the best advances in our field have come from people who have gone all in. We need that. But just don't be in a rush to become one just yet. For now, be a generalist who thrives, who adapts, who shows up with a metaphorical toolbox of weird and wonderful stuff that make you who you are, including an air mattress, just in case. Because in the end, it's not about having the right tools. It's about being the kind of person who's willing to try them all, even the air mattress. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. I would like to welcome Dr. Jason Pitt and the faculty to the stage as we begin the presentation of the coats for the Doctor of Physical Therapy class of 2028.
Class of 2028, are you ready to put some coats on? This isn't class. Thank you. Well, good. It's that time. I've been asked to read some names and do some clicking at the same time. It's going to be a stretch. Ooh, look at that, it worked. Okay, cool. All checks out. So I'd like Dr. Hebner to come on up. She's going to help her advisees put on their white coats. I thought you said you were ready. Up first, we have Allison Harness. Lauren Munier. Christelle Pappas. Jeremy Pennington. Bailey Walker. Now Dr. Nolan will coat her advisees. Annika Evenson. Emma Farney. Madison Jacall. Caroline Hayward. Now Dr. Lamar will coat her advisees. Ian Green. Carly Hinton. Alyssa Mejia. Natalie Morris. Marley Reynolds. Now Dr. Matzel will coat his advisees. Kadisha Alawar Taylor. Joe Blake. Carson Brindle. Nathan Hayes. And now Dr. Schwarzkopf will coat her advisees. Hallie Goff. Caitlin Honeycutt. Chloe Larson. Bo Stipp. Emily Wessel. Now Dr. Whetstone will coat her advisees. David Arshosky. Ella Haven. Aiden Tosh. Now Dr. Liang will coat her advisees. How many I have? 5. Megan Bass. Carly Kirkpatrick. Keegan Kurtz. Emily Paulus. Madison Payne. Now Dr. Martineau will quote his advisees. Peyton Arnold. Craig Blackburn. Elliot Bowtell. Ewan Grant. Kinsey Ferguson. Now Dr. Leach will quote her advisees. Jacqueline Barber. Katie Kreitz. Cassidy Howell. And now Dr. Plisky will quote his advisees. Ryan Dahman. Christian Johnson. Justin Miller. Adam Olgut. Isaac Parrish. Chase Travis.
Let's give him another round of applause. As we don the white coats, it's definitely a kind of a tradition or signature in the medical field to represent that healthcare practitioner that is to be compassionate, caring, and to help the person that they're meant to help. And so one of the things that we want to recite together today is the American Physical Therapy Association's Code of Ethics. So that we live by, one of our core values is being ethical. And so we're going to recite this together. So I'm going to ask the class of 2028 to please stand. And if you are a physical therapist in the room, or even another student physical therapist, please stand with us. Join us, and please, the Code of Ethics is on the back of the program, and we will recite it together. Physical therapists shall respect the inherent dignity and rights of all individuals. Physical therapists shall be trustworthy and compassionate in addressing the rights and needs of patients. Physical therapists shall be accountable for making sound professional judgments. Physical therapists shall demonstrate integrity in the relationships with patients, families, colleagues, students, research participants, other healthcare providers, employers, payers, and the public. Physical therapists shall fulfill their legal and professional obligations. Physical therapists shall enhance their expertise through the lifelong acquisition and refinement of knowledge, skills, abilities, and professional behaviors. Physical therapists shall promote organizational behaviors and business practices that benefit patients and society. You may be seated. Thank you. Well, I would be remiss to not take this opportunity to also thank Mrs. Maddox and Mrs. Simon for their amazing hard work at putting this ceremony together. They always leave at the end, so they're not even here to ever hear the thank you, because they're back at the Stone Family Center for Health Sciences, where we are inviting you, after the ceremony concludes, to come and see our beautiful building, get your student to take you on a tour of what their day in and day out looks like in the Stone Family Center. We have some water, refreshments, and some cookies and things to welcome you as well. So we invite all of you after this ceremony to come over the 1.5 miles down Walnut to check out the Stone Family Center. But before I dismiss everyone, we would like to dismiss our students first to go out to get a class picture. So yeah, go ahead and let's give them one more round of applause. We thank you again for your support, and we look forward to seeing you over at Stone Family Center. So have a great night.